Hey folks, it's Kevin Tinkin reminding you about our YouTube channel, reminding you we have a Patreon, reminding you about EddiePepitone.com where all his shows are posted. Get over there now.
Hello, folks. It's another beautiful day out here in the park at the podcast, the only podcast that has absolutely zero upside. And here he is. He's the man. He's looking good. He's looking fresh as a daisy, like a spring chicken. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Hello, everybody. It's Eddie Pepitone, Apocalypse Soon. The podcast with no upside. We do it every week, no matter how many viewers we lose. As a matter of fact, we are in the negative now. We have negative 100 people. That means that not only are there people not watching, but there are 100 people who spread the word about not watching. I think it's something like that. How are you, Kev?
Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah, I run into a lot of these people. I'll just see them in the middle of a conversation, and I'll walk up on them, and I'll hear, like, don't check this podcast out. But they say there's no press is bad press. So I'm doing good.
Right. No press. Any press is good press, something like that.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Now, I was away for 3 fucking weeks.
Oh,
holy shit.
I had an emptiness in my heart, Eddie. And
same here, buddy.
And it was
a lot of emptiness.
It was painful, but a lot of stuff's gone down. You know, a lot of good stuff. I did a commercial.
You did a commercial? For who?
For a law firm. I'm really hitting all the strides.
I hope it was Sweet James.
Yeah.
You know, all those billboards
Yeah.
you see for law firms as you're driving, and I'm driving and I'm seeing injured. Have you been, tasered? Have you been molested in a truck? You know, have you been made love to in a very inattentive way? Call Sweet James,
Call Sweet James.
I'm just thinking,
now.
my God, a lot of bad things happen to people at, these law firms, ambulance chasers, whatever they are.
Yeah, there's a big billboard, and it's just got a picture of a man in a suit, and it says $50 billion lawsuit fires, and that's it.
$50 billion lawsuit
for the fires, like for the fire victims in the area. And it's literally when I step out my front door, it's right there. It's this huge thing. And I get all these catered ads that'll be like, have you been a victim of the fires? Hit us up. And I'm like, no, I wasn't.
Boy, it really, in a way, though, they're helping people, right? The ambulance chasers.
Oh, yeah.
They're helping them get some recourse from the thing they've been a victim of. And
Absolutely.
And I guess they're suing the electric company out here, Edison. Cal
really?
Edison. I think that's mainly who they're suing.
Yeah, PG&E and
whoever the fuck
yeah.
was. I think it was Cal Edison, one of the great electrical companies. And
one of the greats.
It's hard to prove. Cal Edison has that going for it. Like, what do you mean, Your Honor? Hi, I'm Vito Scriptatore, and I'm representing Cal Edison. How the hell do you say it was Cal Edison? All due respect, we got all these, things. Hey, come on, Your Honor, come on, have a pastry here.
Your Honor,
he brings pastries for the judge.
Your Honor, may we approach with the pastries?
Please, quickly.
What my client's trying to say is there's a lot of unsavory characters out here in the electrical space. And I mean, to pin on sweet old Edison Electric, it's just unfair, Your Honor.
Your Honor. But that is a wild thing, like, the first thing you see when you leave your place is, what does it says injured? What does it say?
Yeah, it says $50 billion lawsuit in real big letters, and there's a picture of a man in a suit.
$50 billion.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi. Law firm? Yeah. I just saw Tinkin in an ad for you guys, and I'm going to go with you. I didn't lose much in the fire. Just a couple of T-shirts, and actually it was not in the fire zone. My girlfriend lit my 2 T-shirts on fire. I was wondering, what do I stand again? Now, what was the law firm? What was the thing you did?
It was for consumer liability or something, like essentially like consumer fraud when companies basically
liability.
they basically bait and switch people on their prices. And so this guy represents like people like that, things where you've been screwed, with online stuff. So I felt good about helping him out, and it was a lot of fun, man. It was only 3 hours. It was in and out, and
and you're doing, and I mean that's representing people who've been fucked around.
Yes, yeah. So it was good.
So it seems like you did a good thing, and you made some money. You made a little money.
I've been fucked around. It's nice to get a little.
I get
cash.
fucked around all the time, but it's by people I know and trust.
Yes. That's the worst kind of fucking around.
Oh, man.
It's hard. Man, we are getting just absolutely pelted.
We're getting pelted by folks. This is what is called spring. And what's going on is the trees are shedding buds, and they are producing more life. And whenever you produce life, you always shed life.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Yes. I learned that a long time ago from Bert Kreischer. When he sheds a T-shirt, he is producing material and viewpoints. And when I take
circle of life,
the circle of life, when I take off my T-shirt on stage, I like to talk not about partying, but I like to talk about how the Iraq War was the biggest misstep in U.S. foreign policy, I think, in the history of the United States. We've destroyed the Mideast. We've turned everybody against us. The whole world. And now with Gaza. And and I'll talk about Gaza with my... And it seems to bring it home when I take I have an incision from a paniculectomy. People go, first I hear from the audience, no! No, please!
Well, you really set the table for the seriousness of the topics
right. There's
you're about.
There's nothing more seriousness than my torso.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more serious than a battered torso of a 66-year-old man.
And now, Eddie's new special, Let Me Show You My Scars.
And this time, they're not internal.
And this one over here is this one over here is Nam. This is the first Persian Gulf War. I think it was called Operation Desert Storm. The second one was Operation Kiss My Fucking Ass. And the third Persian Gulf War was we're just here for the oil, so kiss it.
I love the way they name their wars.
Dude, you got to tell me about your road trips. You were out there.
Right, so I was out there for 3 weeks. It's a little kind of weird trip in the sense I didn't have a ton of shows. The first week I did 2 in Brooklyn.
Nice.
And I was just a guest on them, and they were really a lot of fun. One was Dave Ross.
Okay, yeah.
And Megan Pennyswear.
I love Dave.
And that was in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. And, look, there's no secret to the fact that I am trying to transition my base to New York a little bit. And so I've been going back and forth to New York a lot. And I'm just trying to integrate into the scene more. And so it's great. I mean, I'm meeting all these New York comics, and then I went to Boston. I took Amtrak. I took business class to Boston, and business class on Amtrak means there's a toilet in your compartment. As a matter of fact, in business class on Amtrak, you could actually just go in your seat.
Wow.
Like they do have your Amtrak seat is equipped.
That's living.
it's equipped to evacuate all your bowels, like whatever is needing evacuation. Tickets. I love when, trains are kind of a throwback, right?
Yeah.
Especially in this country, since we don't put much money into our infrastructure. We don't put really anything into our infrastructure, basically. And now that we have the psychotics in office.
Oh, yeah.
Man, anyway, I just went off into thinking about all the tariff bullshit and
Oh, yeah, go off. I mean, feel free. I mean, we these are hot button issues out here. We're clipping all
I
day.
don't know, what should I stock up now? I'll just give you, for instance, should I stock up now on let's see, birdseed or memo pads.
Oh, yeah.
Or I have these little things that I jam up my rectum that make the day pass by. Do I stock up on them?
Well, you love your foreign-made butt plugs.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a butt plug.
And you're going to have to get an American-made from
Are
now
you
on.
tired of the same old butt plug? Are you putting the same butt plug that you've used since high school into your ass and your ass has outgrown it? Well, I'm Ted Johnson, and here at Butt Plugs, we've got nothing but butt plugs. Nothing but butt plugs.
Here at Nothing But Butt Plugs, we will not be undersold. Bring in any coupon and we'll match it or beat it.
A lot of people say to us, but, and we're like, exactly. But, exactly. So
Come on down. Nothing but butt plugs.
But. That's right.
When you hear the man stuttering on the butt, you know you're in the right place.
So then I went to Boston on Amtrak. I had a really good show at the Boston Winery. It was about half full because it's a very expensive place. It was part of the Boston Comedy Club. But the people who came were so awesome.
Yeah.
And it's a really big place, and I don't know, I had a great time. And then I the next day I did my Sam Tripoli co-owns this club called the Dojo with Mike Romanelli, and I always have a blast there. And my cousin Jeannie, brought 17 friends. I had my sister and her husband. I had a lot of family and friends there, and and then I just fucking collapsed. I hurt my rib on the road.
Oh, really?
I fucking hurt my rib on the road. And I want to talk to the young kids out there. Look, go into your parents' wallets and take out. Most people don't have money, including your parents probably. Get the credit cards. Send me the number. Send me or Kevin the number.
And don't forget the little number on the back.
Yeah. There's three little numbers.
It's a CVV. Sometimes
And I'm
it'll be
talking to you,
scratched out.
toddlers. Now, that's the thing. How do you recruit toddlers into crime?
That's a great question. Yeah.
That's a great question.
I think what a lot of people are doing to get the young people involved, at least with social media, is they'll put a video game at the bottom of the screen.
A video game.
So maybe a guy will be like, "Hey, go get your parents' credit cards," and at the bottom it's like a duck, being cute, and at the top it's like a knockout video or something.
But I really want to speak to everybody that this is how I hurt my fucking rib, and it's called, you can look it up, costochondriasis, which is rib cartilage, and it's the fucking second or third time I've done this. But this is the first time I did. The first two times, one was a chiropractor, the second was a masseuse, and this one was me going. I had dropped an Airbud, and I'm slithering. And look, I use the word slithering because I used to be a snake handler in Bangkok. You remember when I was a snake handler in Bangkok? It wasn't a period of my life that I'm proud of. There was a lot of, tequila involved. There was a lot of hallucinogens. There were a lot of snakes. A lot of sex that I personally didn't need. I think I was indulgent. And I think if you indulge too much in anything, whether it's chocolate, sex or gambling, you're fucked.
Or
you're
snake
fucked.
handling. Yeah.
Or what?
Snake handling.
Snake handling. My God, I had copperheads one day, and then the next day I had cobras, and then the next day I'm with the water snake. Who the fuck knew what was going on? And that was all under the influence of LSD and, Typhoid Mary, which was an hallucinogen indigenous to Bangkok.
Wow. I had no idea.
Anyway, I was slithering under the bed, and I got compressed under the bed, and I'm squeezing. And all of a sudden, I felt it before, this little pop.
Ooh.
And it's been, dude, for about a week on the road, it was killing me, including when I was in Boston.
Yeah. Is it
I could only sleep on one side, a pain in the ass.
It's like cracked? Like it's actually
No, it's cartilage. You got to look it up. Costochondriasis.
That's brutal.
Yet I'm still, Kevin said we need to do a podcast. And I said, Kev, I have a little rib cartilage damage. And he said, God damn it, Eddie, minus 100 viewers. Hey, so that happened. I did, a total of like only 4 shows.
Okay.
Right, 4 shows, only 2 headlining. And then I went to my happy place, which is upstate New York, with, my sister, my buddies, and, that was good for the soul. I had a good cry when I was up there. I needed to cry. And let me tell you something. If you want to cry, you want to go to a rural environment. First of all, there aren't as many people around to witness it.
Yep.
Except like a landscaper or a gardener. A gardener who is like, "Are you okay?"
Where was
They
he
say,
from?
"Are you okay?" And I'm like, God, I'm just realizing that I've been a people pleaser my whole fucking life. Oh, yeah, me too. Well, how come you're not crying? I just garden. So you're sublimating your pain into gardening? Look, you people, what do you mean you people? And it goes on like that. Anyway.
Where do you think that guy was from?
I come to find out he was from a very tiny part of Morocco that has since been destroyed by Israel. Anyway,
Unfortunate.
what? So that was my trip. It was good. It was good and bad. It really was.
Sounds
it was
great.
like the good were the shows going upstate, and the bad was physically. And I for the first week or so, I was not doing good out there, just jet lag. Man, I'm getting old. It's really the bottom line, I think.
Well, you got to keep taking care of yourself. It's like I feel like the older you get, the less you can not do all the things you're supposed to be doing, like stretching and taking your vitamins and all. But it's difficult on the road. Like, I get what happens brutal.
is I get exhausted and I'm just like, fuck it,
Yep.
And then the last week, marijuana entered the picture in a big way. I was completely sober the first 2 weeks of and then when the shows were over, I was upstate and I was so high, I thought I was doing things like saying to the tree. I was so high, I was saying things to the tree like, "Tree, am I safe?" And it said, "You are." And it was that kind of dialogue with the tree.
I love that.
I would say to the tree, "Should I come up here and live my life here?" And the tree said, "You are here now." Basically, trees, and we're in front of a tree now. Basically, trees talk about the present moment.
Yeah.
They don't say the future. They don't even understand. They are in the now, and that's all they do. And it's unbearable for us. Do you know it's unbearable for us to think of just being in the now? I have realized that it's unbearable because we look forward. Like we escape the present moment. We run away from the present moment constantly by thinking of things that are going to be great later, or that scare us later.
Oh, yeah.
Or like regretting the past.
Yeah.
Or, resenting shit that's happened in the past, or sentimentalizing the past. We are absolutely, I realized it's fear. We are terrified to be in the present moment. And we are of the time period in our history with all the internet. We are so distracted from being here now, which Ram Dass said many, many years ago. So how was your week? How was your 3 weeks? I know some good things happened, and the commercial being one. What was the other?
Commercial was good. I had a lot of shows. I did this podcast pilot with a friend, Curtis, and my buddy Zach, where we went downtown to the fashion district, and we bought suits. And you can get a nice suit down there for like $100. And so I ended up walking out with 2 suits, 2 shirts, ties, everything, like $250 tailored. Yeah. And they were pretty slick looking. So
nice.
We did that, and then I'm just sitting at home looking at this suit, and so I just put it on. And so I went on and I did my next show wearing this suit.
Did you put that clip up?
I did. Yeah,
I saw it. You look good.
I felt good. I felt real good. And so that was a lot of fun. I got another one that's...
By the way, that's also good to do, to change your look, because you also change the way you feel on stage, and maybe it helps you get, because of the feeling a new look will give you, it may inspire new material.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it definitely did. I felt a different energy, and then, especially because I was hosting that night, but I was, he was like, oh, we want you to like do a lot of interstitials or like different things. So after I would go up and I'd talk to the comic that just went up, and having the suit on was like a little bit different, and it felt good. It felt really good.
Really?
Yeah, I might go back down there and get a suit. You should come down there. I think you would love it. It was really
How
fun.
much did the suit cost you?
So I ended up getting 2 for $250, and that was
$125 each. Now, will I have that kind of deal or no?
Oh yeah, I mean, we were wheeling and dealing, Eddie. I mean, it was like old school.
What was the podcast?
So he I think it's called like.
But.
So, yeah, it's but. I can't remember what it is. He was.
Hold on. You were doing it though.
Well, it was the first episode. He hasn't released it yet. Okay. So I think he's going to gather like a few of them, but I think it was something called like Sharp Dressed Man or Suited and Booted or something. He hadn't landed on it yet because it's not out yet. But man, it was fun, and I really think like I wanted to take a bunch of people down there and be like, get a suit, this is fun. And they had some wild suits, like one with a rooster on it that was all sequenced out on the back, and it was like
one with what on it?
A rooster, like or like you could. There was so many crazy.
I love
suits.
clothes. It probably doesn't look it, but I do love clothes for the feeling they give you, and I guess those feelings are superficial to an extent, but I don't know. It's just nice to have on something you really love. Like, I just threw this outfit together, but it feels good.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of value to tricking yourself.
To what?
Into feeling good. Like, tricking yourself into feeling good. Even if it's like you're saying where, and this is, I think, part and parcel to your personality, where you're like, I feel good in a suit, or I feel good when I put good clothes on, and then you kind of almost defended it immediately, being like, I don't know if it's superficial. Maybe it's superficial, but it's like, if it makes you feel good. I
want a good suit, though. I want a good. So I might go down there. Maybe we'll go down.
I'm so down. And
one day.
We can record it and everything, and then, especially in the dressing room.
It'd be funny if I walk into the place and I go, look, everybody into the suit place, and I'm like, look, are you the proprietor? Yes, I am, sir. Where are you from? Very small island in Morocco that Israel destroyed. All right. Look, everybody I know is dying. Oh, are they enemies of Israel? No. No, everybody I know is dying. I need something to mourn in. I need a mournful suit. Oh, we have something right here. This one is, it's green with glitter. That doesn't seem mournful. Who are you? I don't work here. I'm just a nut who lives in the neighborhood. Is that why you smell like urine? Yes. Hey, so tell me more about your week.
So that was good. There's a big reshuffle at the Comedy Store.
Talk
with
to me, because I was gone and you're my ears and eyes.
Absolutely. So it's hard to know what is public and what's not. So I'll be as vague as I probably should.
As vague as you can.
But, they got a new booker, and the new booker likes me, enjoys my stand-up, and so that is it's
nice.
It's
and
a nice
that
thing.
could be very promising for
Yes.
you. If you get into regular at the Comedy Store, that'll be awesome.
Yes, I will be very happy with that.
And then you should completely avoid the improv, and except for our improv lab
Yes.
thing, which I want to read. I have some ideas I jotted down, and I figured
Yeah.
I'd show them to the. I could share them with the audience. So,
Yeah, please.
I jotted down some things on the plane yesterday, and this is not to brag that, I was in. Let's just say I wasn't in coach flying JFK to Dallas-Fort Worth and then changing from Dallas-Fort Worth to Burbank, and both legs of the flight, let's just say I had a tremendous amount of comfort.
Wow. You had your own personal toilet.
I had a toilet that, boy, I really befouled that. I remember thinking, my God, I hope someone doesn't come in here for at least a half an hour.
Yes.
You know what?
And you can't open a window on those things either. That's the real... And God forbid you light a match.
Yeah.
They won't like that.
All right, so here were some ideas. Now, me and Kevin, by the way, we want to get this out
27th.
there. The poster finally came through today, and my God, is it incredible.
It is gorgeous, man. It was just...
it went from a hawk and a beaver to just me and Kevin and the date.
That's right. That's right. It was, we had to change it around.
Oh, God, the thing... Boy, we jumped through a lot of hoops for you,
Yes.
the consumer of mirth.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I like that. That might be the title of this episode. All right. So what are some of these ideas you had for the live show on the 27th at the Hollywood Improv Lab?
Right. Hold on. Here they are. So, and this is very rote, but do we start the show with a guided meditation? Not sure.
I'm
not sure, because that is a way to start a show. Like the lights blend down and then the nice, calming music comes up. And then I'm like, all right, with your first in breath, I want you to breathe in the fact that just because psychotically deranged narcissists have taken control of our government doesn't mean you can't have a nice meditation center, meditation segment. By the way, a lot of people are stealing my shit now with this meditation
I've seen
thing.
2 of them.
Motherfuckers. Let me tell you something. If you're out there taking my stuff, all I ask for is remuneration.
Something.
Money, food, treasure maps, but they have to be valid. Right? How many times have we been given, as a podcast, some people, instead of becoming Patreon members, will say, here, can I have access to everything? Here's a treasure map. There's something like 350,000 buried in gold coins from the Spanish. from the span. Anyway.
Yeah.
And the treasure maps never pan out.
No, they don't. But I mean, I like the adventure. I like that somebody put their heart and soul into it. But
I know. We both like the adventure. We both like, going through sewer systems to get to treasure.
Yes. Real talk, though. Some of those I've seen 2 different people doing them. And when I saw them, there was a big part of me that was like,
why didn't you call them out?
Because I didn't.
I know it's little hairy, yeah.
Well, that was the whole dynamic too, and it wasn't that
I
don't know.
call them out.
I'm like I'm not worried about getting in trouble or hurting feelings. I'm thinking about the efficiency of
getting
the action.
Yeah, Well,
like,
I'm the one who should do it, and I should be like, hey, this is so similar to what I've been doing for many years. That's what I would say.
Yeah,
and leave it at that.
Yeah, well,
which the message is. I see you.
Yeah.
Cunt.
Or you could literally just send him the playlist that has, dozens of guided meditations on it. But all right. Anyway, so guided meditation.
So that's an easy one. And then I said, do we have a guest on each show? Do we focus? Oh, hello, doggy. Oh,
you got one
do
right
we
over here.
Focus? Oh, hello. Where did you go?
Buddy.
Hey, what are you sniffing around
Hey,
about?
big guy.
Do you smell my Charlotte?
Yeah, I bet.
What are there? Some squirrels bugging you? Am I bugging you? Okay, so
Apocalypse Soon is sponsored by MyBookie. Get some action outside the court with MyBookie, Eddie. With promos like weekly risk-free boosts, even if you've never bet on anything in your life, you can definitely handle this with risk-free boosts. If your bet hits, you win big. If it doesn't, don't worry. MyBookie will give you a full refund. Wow. Have you ever dealt with a bookie like that before, Eddie?
No, the only bookie I ever dealt with threatened to kill me, and I'm not kidding, because I didn't have the $1,000 that I thought I would. I didn't think I was going to lose, quite frankly. It was Knicks versus the Bulls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody ever does.
That's the problem.
Hey, put your money where your mouth is and start betting for your favorite teams on MyBookie. Sign up now with the code PEP and you can boost your bankroll with a bank deposit designed to help you make the most of your money. If you don't want a bonus, that's okay too. Just let them know that we sent you. Use the code PEP when you download the MyBookie app or click the link in our show notes. Bet on every game, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie.
Okay, so
having a guest,
yeah.
I think,
do we use the whole show? It's just a thought.
Yeah.
Do we use the whole show to promote our podcast? To develop bits for the podcast? In other words, do we use that show to further this show?
Yeah.
Maybe get down to negative 80 people.
Yeah, well, I think I look at it as it should do both. I would love to see the show promote both the stand-up and the podcast. So having like a good mix of like, I mean, I was thinking like a third sketches and then a third of stand-up and another third of stand-up, so or 2/3 even.
Right, I think we'll play that by ear, but I was just wondering, then I was thinking of an old character that I do. And you, by the way, I want you, Kevin, and I want you out there, folks, to think of characters that we can both do on stage at the Improv Lab, which is a smaller room than the main room. It's intimate. It's like, what would you say, 50, 75? What is it?
Yeah, you were looking about 70 max.
70.
Yeah.
70 people. We're happy with, I don't know, I've performed in that lab for negative 8.
Oh yeah. I saw some people perform for 5 people a few nights ago. Yeah, it's.
Is there any way? Okay. So negative 8.
But I've seen like Dion Cole and other guys that have a big draw that are working on arena acts, and so they.
Dion work doing arenas?
I mean, I would imagine the guy's got like 4 things on Netflix right now where he's starring.
Dion does?
Oh yeah.
How come I don't know about any of them?
Oh,
Hello, big boy.
You would love the shows that he's doing on Netflix right now. He's got a couple of. One of them's called like the regular. I'm gonna say it wrong, but
Is it sketch show or
No. It's 2 of them are serious, and then he's got a special out.
Well, 2 of them are serious.
Yeah, they're more drama.
I'll look
action.
them up. I'll look them up. Anyway, Dion Cole, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I think he briefly wrote for Conan, so I got to know him through Conan.
That's cool.
You know. Anyway, I was thinking that one of my characters is a blue collar guy, like a real construction guy doing poetry.
Ooh, blue collar poetry.
Yeah, doing poetry like, how you doing? This poem I wrote when I was tied down by a dominatrix, and I hope you enjoyed it. And it goes something like this: more, please. More, please. And then I realized that more, please was my safe word, and that's why I never was satisfied. Thank you very much. Anyway, blue collar guy doing poetry.
Blue collar guy poetry.
Last newscaster on Earth.
I think the last newscast.
We could do that one together. Actually, that would be funny. Wait a minute. If I'm the last newscaster, what the fuck are you doing here? Then another one, degrading your neighbor. And I think I told you about that. And to me, the genesis of that thought was because if you get into a Facebook argument with people you don't even know, and you're calling them morons and pieces of shit, which is why I don't engage in those frequently.
Yes.
Or I did get into one recently and I regretted it. You know, the vitriol that gets spewed from people is like unbelievable. So degrading your neighbor
for no reason either. It's like for no, and that's why what I'm like the efficiency of communication. Where I'm like sometimes I'll be, and then I'm like, what am I?
Yeah.
This will get nothing done. Like
But
I like that.
Then so it would be either bringing someone from the audience up that we know is cool and is game.
There's going to be a lot of comics there too, hanging around too.
Oh, good.
So,
well, we'll bring one of those motherfuckers up, and we'll be like, I just wanted to say your views on Trump are appalling, and you probably shit in your own mouth. Like something ridiculous, degrading someone you don't know.
I don't like your last post, and I think you should cease to exist.
I don't like your last post. And I was wondering if I could beat you and your family to death with the pipe.
You should be sterilized.
So anyway, I think that's hilarious.
That could be very funny. I like what we just did there too, where we kind of find a good vein of like this will be kind of like the area we can go down, you know, without it being like rote, you know, like that's perfect.
It sucks to later. I want that trip. Psychological profile of different characters. I play them or Kevin, or do we alternate? Tell Kevin to keep them real. Mindhunter kind of stuff. Oh, that's right. That's where me and you like analyze. Like, did you ever see the series Mindhunter?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're trying to figure out what makes serial killers tick.
Yeah.
But
it's like the psychological profiling, like more than likely lived with his mother until he was 27.
Yes. But maybe we're psychologically profiling people for more benign behaviors, like people who constantly, and I know people like this, they constantly get fucking parking tickets. Then these motherfuckers don't pay them, and then they bitch when their car is booted.
Yes.
Like, God damn it, how did this happen? Well, I'll tell you.
You got several warnings for the last 3 years.
You know, I had when I first got to LA, I was so broke. and I fucking got my car booted. Oh, I think it was twice. And both times there's no feeling like you're in a rush. You get to your car and then you see that thing coming out of the car. Have you ever had it happen?
No, thank God, but I've seen it, and I've had friends who had it happen. Same situation. My buddy just moved here and literally was here for, maybe a year. Like, it was a short time, but he was broke as hell. Still broke as hell. But he got his car booted, and it was the same thing. Like, fuck. And then the same, like, how did it? I'm like, oh, you probably knew. He's like, yeah, I just didn't. I wouldn't have had the money. There's nothing I could have done. So he literally just let the car disappear. The car would just no longer has the car. It's just in an impound forever.
And what would be funny if in the impound they don't take it off, they don't try to sell it, they just don't take that fucking boot off out till he pays. It's been 12 years, Ted. This thing is sitting here 12 years. Can we fucking take the boot off and get rid of it? Hey, the one thing that I dedicate myself is how many goddamn people get their car back when they haven't paid the fine. Ted, why are you so invested in parking fines? Because it's our job, goddammit. Yeah, but Ted, it really isn't a good hill to die on. What are you talking about dying on a hill for? It's an expression, Ted, that you're one thing in life that you really will absolutely. You know what, Ted? Why do you have a knife pulled on me? Theater of the mind. Okay, so another thing would be Mindhunter kind of stuff. Cops shooting the shit. And they are lit. This was just a comedy idea I had. You could tell I was high when I wrote this. Cops shooting the shit. Are cops just sitting around shooting piles of poop? I wrote that while high.
Dude, that is like, that is great. I definitely think that is a 30-second sketch we need to film and put on Instagram. Like, cops shooting the shit.
I think it just says cops shooting shit. Maybe a fucking voiceover underneath, and then it's like, God damn it! Is there corn in there? Or we don't want to make it too gross, but you know what I mean,
dude. Somebody wiped their ass with a lineup the other day in front of the Improv, and the next day when I was working and I walked for real. I'm walking into, so you know where that little like outside area is when you're going into the lab. Somebody had taken a set list and just wiped their ass with it, or not a set list, a lineup for the show.
Were they unhappy about? They weren't on it?
I have no idea. No, I told the manager.
I gotta say that wiping your ass with a lineup of comics is really a very good way of showing your disapproval.
Yes,
with that bunch of comics, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You really, they really let it out. They really let out the anger.
So,
we're recording. The restrooms? They're on the other side.
All the way that way.
Way over there, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see a big building. Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries, my man. So, set up show with the stress on the stress in this country. Okay, so then I was thinking, and this could be from my stand-up too, but I was thinking of maybe, because what captivates people, I mean, yes, they want it to be silly and funny, but also what captivates people is your ability, and I'm not a big one for this, but the ability to talk about what the fuck is going on, but talk about it in a bold way. So this coming civil war, it could happen now. I really believe that we could like devolve.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how that would look like, but how horrible would that be? And like for me, I've already talked a little bit about that. People ask me, Eddie, you ready for the Civil War? And I'm like, dude, I can't even deal with not being able to find the remote. Like, I don't picture myself dealing well with
I'm the same way. I literally, like, I'm trying to not shit my pants right now. I can't be thinking about these. There's so many big global things going on that I have no power over, and I can barely control my own bowels, and like.
Right. And I guess, war, a civil war where everybody has guns and where, like touring would become a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? Like you're in the red zone.
Dude, we could get a tour, like a tour Humvee with a big, like, you'd be on the gun up top as we're driving up and down the highway,
We just want to make people laugh.
Yeah. We got to get to Modesto.
Or is it just martial law we're dealing with? Big oil, big banks, big pharma, APAC, and how they all bought out the elected officials.
Yeah.
Who were besieged by lobbyists. We can't get anything passed for average people because, insurance, just to take one example, insurance companies, which Luigi Mangione tried to make a dent in.
Yeah.
They have tons of lobbyists all around Congress people. And who, and they get bribed. They get fucking basically bribed, and they...
Oh, did you? I just saw some news article. I don't know what way they lean, Republican or Democrat, but I saw somebody was like had no business income outside of their job as a congressperson, which was like $150,000 a year. Yet her total net worth went up like $5 million in the last 3 years.
Oh my God, man! My total net worth has stayed so steady at. That low level that I'm at, I mean, it's stayed so steady.
You are a guy who lives in the now, Why open up a savings account when, you could, there's new pants out there.
And then I wanted to talk about that people listen to podcasts more and more, and sometimes the narrative on podcasts are even worse than mainstream. Right-wingers spewing hate, and they get big followings.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And all that. But anyway, Kev, we have reached our total.
Oh.
And I have to go to the bathroom so fucking bad that we are going to end this podcast.
I love it. I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about, We can barely solve our own restroom timing.
How do you fucking take part in a civil war if you... have incontinence or things like that?
That's why we were introducing military diapers. You don't have to control your bowels to fight for this country.
Because I gotta.
All right, that's right. All right. Speaking of which, all right, guys, go over to EddiePepitone.com if you want to get information on the show. The 27th of this darn month right now, 7 o'clock, Hollywood Improv Lab, EddieWoodPeppywoo.com. Go to Patreon, YouTube, everything. And that's it.
Thanks for watching.
Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.